Hey there, you're just in time. I'm Peter Alsop. Here we are, about to start another episode of our Songs to Chew podcast. Today we're going to listen to a song from my Christmas Holidays album. I just recently noticed, as I looked through the different songs on this album, that many of these songs are written from the point of view of a child, concerned about the health and well-being of their parents. Today's song deals specifically with eating compulsively. It's called Daddy's Roll. Let's listen.
My dad eats too much sugar, but I don't know why.
Well, sometimes people can't stand feeling ashamed of themselves, so they smoke or drink or eat to numb out.
That's exactly why I hide my chocolate stash, because I feel ashamed.
I caught my dad sneaking cookies from a hiding place in his closet. Do you really want to eat that, Dad? If you do, you'll just get mad. We'd reduce all before you say you're full, and then you eat some more. My daddy's roll is out of control. Hangs over his belt like a candle that's melted. My daddy's roll is out of control. You buy health food when you shop, but we don't want to eat what you eat, Pop. We know your self-control is bad, so finish off your ice cream, Dad, just to help you stay healthy. My daddy's roll is out of control. Our hands are full whenever we pull on my daddy's roll. It's out of control. This morning he jumped out of bed, looked in the mirror, then he said,
I've got Dunlop's disease real bad. I Dunlopped over my belt.
Oh, Dad. He sucks his stomach in real far as he offers me half of his candy bar. He holds his breath as his face turns red. He was out of air when I said, my dad, what a big chest you've got.
Oh, muscles.
Can I stick my finger in your belly button?
No, hey, don't do that.
Well, I think I found the secret release button in here, Dad. Look. Wow, is that all you did?
Now look what you've done. Here, help me pick this up and tuck it back in here.
So work out, Dad, it's not too late. Push yourself away from your plate, you say.
I'm gonna trim this roll off me.
Then you sit down and watch TV. My daddy's roll is out of control. Sometimes he tries to exercise, but my daddy's roll is out of control. You make fun of yourself, it's true, but your roll doesn't bother anyone but you. If you need to cry 'cause you're feeling sad, I'll give you a hug 'cause I love you, Dad. And I love your roll. Though it's out of control, hangs over your belt like a candle that's melted. My daddy's roll is out of control. My daddy's roll is out of control.
That wonderful little kid who sang with me was Brett Gentry, now Brett Marie Way. She used to live right up the street from us in Topanga when we recorded this. She's a grown-up mom now. Last I heard, she was singing and playing guitar with her own band up in Oregon, the Parson Redheads. So, what can we chew on with this song? I've learned lots about addiction and compulsive behaviors, like compulsive eating, from attending Al-Anon 12-step meetings. You may already know there was a man named William Griffith Wilson, also known as Bill W., who was the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, where people who are addicted to substances, like alcohol and other drugs, gather together and share their stories. They listen and support each other as they work to stay clean and sober and stop using their addictive substances of choice. Al-Anon is a program associated with AA for us folks who grew up in addicted families, but we didn't have the same kinds of substance addictions as the rest of our family. Some people use alcohol when they feel overwhelmed or sad or scared or angry because it works to medicate and distract them from their painful feelings. Other addicted people use hard drugs like cocaine or heroin or methamphetamines or morphine, psychedelics, prescription drugs, nicotine, sugar, and there are lots of substances and behaviors that people use to medicate their painful feelings. And of course, there's nothing wrong with eating. We all have to do that to live. But sometimes we don't eat to nourish ourselves. We eat or drink things sometimes because we're sad or scared or angry. and eating comforts us and fills us up so we don't notice our painful feelings as much. Often, we've been raised to learn that food equals love, and who doesn't need more love? So even though we know that what we're doing might not be so healthy for us, we still have a hard time stopping. So let's look at some of the things this child brings up with her dad. Number one, Dad's been hiding cookies and eating them in his closet. This is classic addictive behavior, which often includes hiding our addictive behaviors from our loved ones because we don't want to draw attention to them. If Dad hides his cookies and eats them in his closet, and that works for him to medicate his painful feelings that are coming up, he won't want his loved ones to notice because they might bust him and pressure him to stop using his medicators. That can be very scary for an addict. Number two, we hear this kid say to her dad, "We've been through this all before. You say you're full and then you eat some more." So it's pretty clear that Dad's got some compulsive behaviors going on here, right? Dad says one thing and then does another. And most of his friends and family already know that he uses food to calm himself when he's upset. It's really no secret, because this didn't just happen once or twice or overnight. This kind of behavior has probably been going on for Dad for quite some time now. They've probably brought it up to him before, maybe argued about it. They've consoled him about his difficulty with stopping his unhealthy behaviors, but it keeps surfacing. And it will continue to do so until Dad either manages to stop himself, which is tremendously difficult, or he gets some help from a counselor, or goes through a 12-step program and meetings to learn what he needs to do to truly stop using his medicating substance, in this case food, and it sounds like sugar and sweets. Just for full disclosure, my medicators of choice happen to be either a pint of Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream or Toll House chocolate chip cookies with walnuts, or both. Where was I? Oh, number three. You might chew on this song and say, "Dr. Alsop, we all know that some people are just naturally physically larger than other people, but doesn't this song give a child training on how to guilt their parent about their overeating and being overweight? I mean, we don't want to encourage children to make fun of someone who has a problem with compulsive eating, do we?" And I would say, of course not. And that's not what we're modeling here. In this song, Dad's daughter even tells him that having a roll is okay with her, but not when it's out of control. And Dad himself jokes about being out of control, says he's got Dunlop's disease. He Dunlopped over his belt. He goes out with his kids and buys health food, but because his self-control is lacking, he also buys ice cream. So his kids joke back with him by offering to eat the ice cream he bought, just to help him out, so he doesn't slip again. They encourage him to work out. They tell him it's not too late to push yourself away from your plate. But like other addicts who, like Dad, have the best of intentions, he says, "Oh, I'm going to trim this roll off me," but then he sits down and watches TV. What we know about these patterns is that if he doesn't figure out why his painful feelings keep coming up, he will just keep using food as his medicator, or he'll switch to some other, more powerful medicators when the food no longer works for him. So that's it for today. I'm Peter Alsop. Next week, we'll chew on another song together. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.